I'm CHACHKI and I'm a drag superstar. So I've always kind of been playing with androgyny and makeup and admiring beautiful women's clothing. I went to Catholic school my whole life, so there were like really strict gender-specific rules that you had to abide by. I would always constantly be getting in trouble. So I think it kind of made me start to question things. Like I would be like, well, why? And I started kind of doing drag, I think, as a rebellious thing. And then I turned out to be kind of good at it. It used to be that the only way to become a famous drag queen really was through the pageant system. RuPaul's Drag Race, the show, has kind of made it into this like phenomenon. So it's really important to kind of have your own gig. My niche is like burlesque or even like circus performance. Okay, well I guess I'm gonna have a bite. Oh my god, people like don't know I eat. I mean, I'm known for being really skinny and for wearing corsets and like people literally don't think I eat sometimes. You know, we don't really look like men or women. We kind of just look like a genderless superhero. Especially in like, I'm thinking about what I'm wearing today and it's like, it's got this huge like train on it and it's like chiffon and I'm gonna be like twirling it around like a cape probably the whole day. To get in drag, it usually takes me about 3 hours. I like to allow 3 hours just kind of as a general rule. I shave my whole body, shave my face, do my makeup. There's usually like 2 different kinds of tape, 4 different kinds of glue, like attaching different things to your body. I don't really look like a woman, but I kind of look like a drawing of a woman. And that's kind of like my drag mom kind of instilled that in me. Her name is Dax and she was actually on season 8. And she's like a big comic book nerd, so it's funny that I keep talking about like superheroes and shit. We are on the way to DragCon it's the second annual drag convention. It's tied to the show in that RuPaul kind of like coordinates everything around her empire. She's a very powerful person. I mean, it's a really powerful show and a powerful thing. There's like an army of us now like spreading the message. It almost feels like a church group or some shit.
Fetish pumps. Hey, oh my god, how are you? Yeah, it's so good to meet you, babe. Bitch, how stoned are you though? Oh my gosh.
I don't really think that I had an option to hide who I was. There's this thing called passing privilege or masculine privilege, and I never had that. So I kind of like came out when I was born. Sometimes I'm feeling more like a woman and sometimes I'm feeling more like a guy, and I kind of like just float in between. From day to day it changes, and that's kind of how I live, you know.
Touch it.
Touch it.
Touch it. Touch my waist.
Impossibly thin waist.
Touch it.
My fan base is really, really young and it's becoming a lot more widely accepted, so there'll be like children with their parents coming to see us, which is, it's so fucking cool. It's like one of the coolest parts of it.
Yeah, I can't go to the clubs yet because I'm not 18, so I'm excited to turn 18.
I was raised to be racist. I was raised not to like gay people. That's not me. And I did not want that for him. I wanted him to be all around, open to anything and anybody.
I loved Violet in season 7.
I think dating is really hard when you're a drag queen. There's times like that when I'm like, ugh, God, this is so gross. There's so much like misogyny within the gay community and people don't even talk about it. The main thing I think is you have to be smart. Just being aware of social constructs and like how to navigate through them without offending anybody, that's hot. I think my fan base has definitely grown in the year that I've kind of like reigned as the queen. I've done other projects and other things that have brought in the spectrum of drag. And people get a better understanding of who you are as a performer and who you are as a queen and who you are as a person. And they kind of get to experience you outside of just television.
You have a bunch of white hair.
Damn! Yummy. Growing up in Berlin, the people that I came up with here, I built really actual intimate relationships with.